String of suicides by sailors who all worked on the same Navy ship. Now military officials say they're making urgent changes aboard the USS George Washington. The aircraft carrier currently docked at Newport News Shipyard in Virginia. It's been there for more than 4 years, undergoing a major overhaul. Current and former sailors describe toxic management and poor working conditions on board. NBC's senior national correspondent Kate Snow spoke to a former sailor who worked on that ship.
The crew of the USS George Washington is in the midst of a crisis. 5 suicides in the past year, 3 in the span of a week this month. Mikhail Rayshon Sharp, then Natasha Huffman, then Xavier Hunter Sander.
My higher-ups failed me, and the same people that failed me on board that ship failed those sailors.
23-year-old Nautica Robinson joined the George Washington in 2019 to work on weapons systems. But the aircraft carrier was at port, being overhauled. So instead, she was painting and laying deck. Nautica began to struggle with her mental health and says she repeatedly asked for more support.
And what did people say?
It was like I said it and I spoke into thin air. Like nobody listened.
About a year ago, she tried to take her own life.
I'm sad. I'm tired being here. I'm tired of being on this ship. I'm tired of dealing with this. It shouldn't be like this anymore.
She was at her apartment and friends saved her.
I was dying and nobody from my chain of command cared enough to even come to check on me.
NBC News spoke with one other former sailor and 2 current sailors who described uninhabitable conditions on the ship and a culture where seeking help is not met with necessary resources, though it's impossible to know what led to individual suicides.
We don't want to see any sailor harmed or hurt or lose their life. Period.
The commander of the Naval Air Force Atlantic says they're working daily and aggressively to ensure support and resources are available to sailors in the shipyards, at sea, and at home. The Navy has added additional mental health services for the crew and is in the process of making temporary housing available to sailors who want it.
I understand that we still have a problem.
Last week, the Navy's senior enlisted person, Master Chief Russell Smith, spoke to the George Washington crew and acknowledged the overhaul work they're doing is not pleasant, but said it could be worse.
What you're not doing is sleeping in a foxhole like a Marine might be doing. What you are doing is going home at night most nights. The downside is some of the you have to go through logistically will drive you crazy.
The reaction that I got was kind of like, are you serious?
He seemed to be sort of saying, toughen up. This is the Navy.
Embrace the suck is the Navy. There's only but so much suck that you can kind of embrace and take.
Nautica left the Navy in February, but still talks with sailors on the ship and says many are more scared to speak out now.
Why are you sharing your story?
I want my story to help others and to, get them to speak up and talk and to keep pushing for mental health. And maybe, just maybe, it'll resonate with, the higher-ups.
For the news, I'm Kate Snow.